Carbon measurement is a huge priority for us here at WWF. We're trying to maximize the amount of land that is not only useful for the wildlife species that we conserve, but it also impacts climate mitigation. I'm here today as part of World Wildlife Fund Canada's Train the Trainer program, where we're trying to develop the tools necessary to develop large-scale carbon monitoring practices. Today we're with the Kurotu team, and they're experts in drone mapping as it relates to carbon monitoring. So that involves highlighting areas of interest for carbon monitoring work, and then how do you post-process that data and turn it into something useful so you can get, for example, above ground biomass of trees in the area. These surveys can give us an idea of how much carbon is stored in these specific areas at one time, and it starts to form a basis for different restoration and conservation projects to build upon.
WWF-Canada has a 10-year strategic plan called Regenerate Canada that we're currently in the midst of, and doing drone mapping and soil sampling and measuring trees can help us determine what actions to take and where, and if the actions we're taking are actually effective. We need to make sure that we're doing the best possible conservation. Our intention is really to make sure that we're not the ones to go out into the field and do this work. Instead, people from the communities who are passionate about these projects can then take these tools and resources and go and do these measurements themselves. WWF Canada is committed to restoring, protecting, and managing different landscapes and seascapes across Canada. And part of those goals, while we're biodiversity focused at the organization, after all, wildlife is in our name, part of that is also about measuring carbon, monitoring carbon, making sure that we're taking carbon out of the atmosphere and putting it into nature so that we can help fight climate change at the same time. Part of this training will help inform how we do some of that conservation work, but also measure our impact that we've had over the last couple of years and the years to come.
At the National Watershed Association, we're always trying to learn how to do what we're doing better. So we're trying to monitor our restoration work as well as our conservation work within the watershed area. Every field season, every day, we're trying to learn from other organizations. That's how you make a difference in the world of conservation. There's a lot of ground to be covered and there's not a lot of people in the field. So yeah, we may plant trees, but how are those trees growing? How is the landscape changing? We need monitoring to check out how much that landscape is changing, at what rate.
So we're a longtime partner of WWF. We thought it would be important for us to come down here and investigate what carbon monitoring is, some of the technologies that are being used to do carbon monitoring, get our hands on that and start the training so that we're building capacity as an organization to take the next step.
My name is Brad Bonnell. I work for the New Brunswick Aboriginal Peoples Council. We represent off-reserve Indigenous peoples in the province of New Brunswick. I work as the environmental technician lead, so I do a lot of field work, a lot of data collection, a lot of the outdoors kind of stuff. So I'm having a great time out here. I think by doing this course with WWF, it'll definitely help me out in some of the field work we're doing. A lot of the planting we're doing is for private landowners. So by being able to go back and show them actual pictures and these surveys that we're gonna perform later, it's gonna give them a better idea of the work that was done and how it's progressing into the future. We'll get to actually show the people who own the land we're planting on the forests that we're growing for them.